I am Sentinel Prime. Before Optimus was, I was. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do Transformers 61 Studio Series Sentinel Prime. This is a Voyager class, and one thing that sticks out to me is the Decepticon symbol. But Sentinel Prime is an Autobot, even though he worked with Megatron. First, we'll take a look at the package. It is Takara Tomy. There is Sentinel Prime. It's Transformers along the side. We got number 61, Transformers Dark of the Moon. We have Voyager class on this side. And we have cool artwork on this side. And on the back, it says big screen inspired scale detailed backdrop. It is robot to Rosenbauer firefighting technology. It is robot to vehicle in 32 steps. This is Sentinel Prime. And it does have a backdrop included. It is the Battle of Chicago. Let's see. Top of it's the window. And that is it. Let's get this guy unboxed and reviewed. And here we have Sentinel Prime right out of the box. First, we're going to take a look at the instruction booklet. Pretty basic style instruction booklet with the gray and red. It's a little confusing. And this has on the back, I don't know why this has to snap in right there, but it's, let's see, 1 through 16 that side, 32 at the end. Scrapper is his partner, all that good stuff, and that's about it. Next, his weapon. Now, his weapon comes in two different pieces. It is kind of like a brownish mold, and it's got some white paint in here, and they are different. You can tell this one has these three things, and this one doesn't. And they're part of his vehicle mode. Yet they're also, you put them together, and they're his staff, or its double-bladed knife. And let's see, you got some different detailing on each of them. And these do rotate. That's for, in vehicle mode, you have to fold these in, and they attach them. So it's a little parts former, or weapon storage as you like it. Next, we're going to take a look at the Studio Series display case or display stand. This is the Battle of Chicago, and we'll just set it up like that. It's Transformers 61. Here, we'll take a look at it first. There is like downtown Chicago. You got a police car. You got some cars that are ruined. It says Transformers Dark of the Moon right there. Autobot Authentic. And that is, to me, that's a little too much red. But that is the display stand that the Studio Series figures are famous for. And now let's look at Sentinel Prime himself. And he's pretty good. He's definitely a big upgrade over his Voyager Dark of the Moon counterpart when he first came out. Take a look at that face sculpt. I mean, it has a beautiful face sculpt. You've got the chest. I'm not really sure what this piping is right here, but it's definitely pretty cool. I mean, they really went all out on this character. The only problem is the color. They have that dark brown and red. I mean, some silver splashed in, but overall, he is a big improvement over the other one. And there's his face again. Remember, he was voiced by Leonard Nimoy, who also voiced Galvatron in the Transformers 86 movie. I mean, they went all out. I mean, look at this detailing. The asymmetrical chest, the feet, the shoulder pads. We'll just back up a little. Yes, he does have a backpack, but I guess this forms kind of like a cape or like a cape in the back. He's got wings. Now, this figure is First, I'll go over things I don't like. The legs. See how they kind of get cut right there? So it's real flat on this side, and all the detailing is inside, which is pretty weird. And to try to get him to stand up, I mean, he's kind of tilted forward. Just because the way the legs are very triangular, and it tilts him forward. But other than that, I mean, he's very... I was a little leery about getting him because I did have the Dark of the Moon original one, but this guy was just too good. And plus, the Earthrise aren't coming out until September, so I figured I had to get something, especially in these quarantine times. Now, for articulation, his head is unlike any other. You really can't... His head only moves back and forth a little, and it moves up and down a little. He's got a big chin, and it won't let you go all the way 360. The arms do go 360. He does have an elbow swivel, more than 90 degrees in the elbow, and his hands do turn 360 degrees. Waist, as long as he's locked in right here, you can't do waist rotation, but you could move him a little side to side to transform him. It does a whole 360. Other arm, same thing, 360. It goes out like that. The elbow swivel. Legs, oops. Forward, that high. Back, this part hits here. And let's see, he does the whole split. And then his knee is more than 90 degrees. And this just goes up and down, it doesn't go side to side. And that is center. Let's just get him together again. Now, his weapon is pretty weird how you put it in. You have to take the weapon apart. You have to put half in his hand, and you'll see the little thing there. And then the other one, you just fold like that. And there he has his weapon. So you have to take apart his weapon to put him inside of him. Which, I mean, they could have made his hand open up. But a lot of these Studio Series figures, they don't do the hands opening up at all. They just do that for mostly the bigger classes. And now I'll do a quick few robot-to-robot comparisons. And before we do robot-to-robot, let's take a closer look at the Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime and this one, because I don't have a video on this guy yet. Now, the legs are similar, how you rotate at the knees. The chest pieces have a similar shape and design, but they're a lot different. The backpack is a little different how they make it. Definitely a transformation. This has like the ones on the side, and you'll see how this is completely different. The colors are different. This guy is very back heavy. Let's look at the faces. You got that face compared to that one. This one is more screen accurate. This one is not. The colors are different. Let's see. You know, the shoulders are the same. They got the same basic but this chest piece is so differently. It's just a very big improvement over the Voyager Dark of the Moon. Very big improvement. I mean, this is more screen accurate between the face, the colors. I kind of like this red better, but this brown I wish was black. He's more silver and red. He's more brown and black. But that's why I'm glad the Studio Series does improve on the original Voyager figures. I just wish the original Voyager figures, or Deluxe, would be a lot more accurate if they're going to come out with them. So, I just wanted to show you that, and there is a big difference between these two. I mean, just night and day. This guy is definitely better. Now we're going to do some robot-to-robots. And we're just going to do just a couple robot-to-robot comparisons. The first one, here's again the Dark of the Moon Voyager Sentinel Prime. The Studio Series is just a tad taller. Here is the Transformers Studio Series from the first movie, Optimus Prime. So Optimus is a tad smaller than Sentinel Prime, like he was in the movie. And here is Ironhide from the first movie as compared to Sentinel Prime. And that's just it for a couple robot to robots. Now, to transform this guy into robot mode, first we got to take off the weapon. We'll just separate it and put these pieces to the side. Then we're going to work on the legs. So what you want to do is, once you untab this and untab that, let's get this out of the way. Pull this in. Now we'll just work on the legs. So what you want to do is untab this piece. This tabs in, it's on a ball joint. Pull this down, and then we're going to lift this up. Rotate this. Okay, pull 3/16 side. Line that up. Turn the feet down. And then there you got one side. So the other side, again, we're going to unpeg this. Pull this down. And then rotate it. This doesn't really go up, but the legs go down. So the instructions will tell you to pick this up, but actually you gotta pull this down. Rotate it 180 degrees. Pull the 3/16 out. Turn the foot down, and then point that down. You get little clearance issues right there. And then the easiest thing to do on these is, I like to go with those on top of each other. Whoops, and slide that in. And these do fall apart a lot. And so now we have the back of the truck done. And we'll just straighten this out. Peg these in a little better. Alright. So now the back of the truck's done. Now we're going to go up to the top. I said, let's get all that stuff out. So what you want to do is pull these down, and then this untabs. You'll have a tab there into here, and then pull the arms up, and this will tab too. So other way around, or other arm, pull that up, untab this, like that. Untab that. So then these also will untab here. They just slide right underneath there. Now this is on a little rocker. See, it goes up and down. So you just got to get that straightened up. Okay, so now we can take the waist and separate it. And this whole part, you rotate it 180. So now, push this down. Okay, these stay out because this is going to be the front of the truck. Alright, you can get that ready, but let's do the arms now. Okay, so the arms, you're going to put the hands into these pegs, and you're going to combine them right here again. It's another of those connectors, like that. So you can either do the arms separate. Let's do the arms together. So we're just gonna, let's see. There. All right. Let's get those out of the way now. Let's do the arms together. There we go. Now the arms are together. So now I just want to close this up again. Push these in the 5mm slots. They barely peg in. And then all this stuff gets pegged in. You can just pegs in here. You can straighten it out like that. So now we're almost done. That's what we got so far. So now what you want to do is rotate this down. Now you're going to slide this peg into here, and this peg into there, and this slot into there. So you're just going to line them up. And it takes time getting used to because he will like to come apart. Let's see, back in 1, 2, and 3. Alright, that side's done. Now you go this side. Let's see. That's in. That's in. That's in. That's in. That's in. Let's see. Everything seems to be in place. Let's see. These are. Whoops. That slipped. There you go. And then these, for some reason, you just pop in. His little hip sections fold out. Something unnecessary, but okay. Now we're into the front. So these got to stay folded out, and then this is going to come up here. You're going to tab it in there, and then right there, and then this is going to snap in back here. There we go. That just pushes down there. That pushes in. Take the mirrors, point them up. Take the mirrors, point it up. And now let's just fix them. Mine does not like to stay together. And he is done. Now, next, what you want to do is these. Okay, you got 2 tabs there. Let's see. Rotate these sideways. Okay, so this goes on this side. And then you just got, there's not much clearance up here at the wheel. So I like to line the, you got to line up the pegs. And push them in. And that side's done. And then the other side, let's see, line up, and that side's done. And now you have Sentinel Prime, number 316. And mine, like I said, mine keeps coming apart. I think it's the way you put all these. There you go. And I like them. And then, so you get the windows up, and then this just unpegs like that, and then you can unpeg it there. But unfortunately, that's all it does. You can't really do much. Now, we're going to bring in the original, just to show you a couple of differences. Now, I kind of wish this little piece right here you can move in the original Sentinel Prime. I don't have a review on this, by the way. One of these days I'm going to make one. See, this rotates out because you got that little one up front. And this is sideways, and you can't do nothing with it. It's molded plastic. Doesn't rotate or nothing. But, so you got the windows right there. So the front's pretty similar. So the original one had more black and not brown. So you got the front. This was a silly little mech tech. And this you really can't do much with, except fold it up. Let's look at this a little more closely now. You got the clear window. You got the mirrors that pop out. You got another clear window. You got plastic wheels. You got a little door handle. You got the Rosenbauer, the R symbol, 316. You got some detailing. You got 2 ladders on the back. Let's see, more of the same, 316. You got that. It's a brownish color. I don't know why they did brownish. Would have been nice if it was more black. And that is basically it. Now the top, this thing
only unpegs here, but it looks like just a water hose. Now let's look at it from the other side. I mean, it's got some detail, and I kind of wish you could have moved it more, though. It's all molded plastic, and you can't, it's no joints or nothing. It's just molded plastic. I mean, you're going to break this off. This really doesn't move that much. But it does fold up like that. So, and then in vehicle mode, I guess you go like that. And he rolls pretty good. But like I said, compared, we're going to do some detailed comparisons. We'll do a general comparison later. So that's how these two stack up. You got the Rosenbauer, the 316 here, the 316's over here. This was more black. I'm not sure how it's coming up on film, but this is more brown, this is more black. The top's gray, this top is black. This has a silly mech tech, this has the hose. There's the front comparisons. Let's see, back, this one has these little things you can move, and this one's got the two ladders, and there is the difference in the top of the Rosenbauer fire engines, or whatever you call these. And I like it. I mean, yeah, mine doesn't like to stay together too good, but the transformation is way different from the original one. And he has a lot more screen accurate. Let's just do some vehicle-to-vehicle comparisons real quick. Now, first we're just going to bring in the original again, just for another side-by-side comparison. And then we're going to bring in Voyager Optimus. And that's how those two guys are. They're both Voyager figures. Sentinel's just a little longer than Prime. Like I said, he was a tad taller too in robot mode. And then we're going to bring in poor Ironhide. He gets to go up against the guy that killed him. Spoiler alert. And that is Ironhide. Now, one thing I wish Sentinel Prime did come with is his rust gun, which I'm sure a third-party guy, I hear they're going to make a upgrade kit for him, and it's going to be with the upgrade kit. But that is Sentinel Prime Studio Series in a vehicle mode. Now we're going to transform him back. So first what we're going to do is just fold these up, fold this up, fold the mirrors up. Let's get that all taken care of. And now you want to do now to get these out, it's pretty hard. So what they suggest is you unpeg this. And you just want to swing the legs down. Really, of course now mine aren't unpegging. There you go. There. And then you can just pull these off now. Let's raise the camera up. Alright, so let's do the feet. Again, opposite. What you want to do is lift this leg, part of the leg, down. This, you'd push this in, rotate this, put this down, and this just swivels, and then you'll see that tab right there. And then push the foot, and you got one leg done. So we'll do the other leg real quick. Push this up, push this down, you rotate it. Both this mold and the old mode is the same thing, where you got to rotate the feet. The arms are very similar, but then everything else is different. And now we have the feet done. So, come to the top, unpeg the arms. We're going to separate the arms. We'll keep that together for now. This we're going to unsnap. I say this is pretty hard to do from this stage. There. I unsnap this. So let's just put that together for right now. And then rotate all this around. Alright. Pick this head up. Now remember, this is on a little rocker. So what you want to do is get this so that tab goes underneath there.
There we go. That one underneath there. And then we got this peg goes into that slot. Now this will move around. This is a double hinge. So you just want to line that up. There we go. And then this tab goes into that. Put the arm down, shoulder up. You got one side done. Now for the other side, put the arm in, pull that down. There's a waist you can just lock in. Mine doesn't lock in too good, and I was watching M go, and he says his is the same way. So now the back. Now you have the hole right here, and this, you don't keep this folded up. This snaps into there, and then this will snap into there, and then you can just separate these however you want them. This is just a 5mm peg, and there you have Sentinel Prime back in his robot mode. Now let's bring out the instructions again. What does this say on the back? Oh, and oh, you can take it apart. Let's see. It says here. It says here. I guess you can do like that, but it says here you take this apart for some reason. No, I guess you could take this off and stick it like that. All right. Which is kind of weird. I'm not really sure why they even have that. But that is Sentinel Prime. I like him. He's a very, very nice... I mean, he is screen accurate. Talking about screen accurate, I mean, the face, the vehicle mode, I mean, the way his chest is. I mean, this guy is nice. So... I'm glad I picked them up. And that is Studio Series number 61. This came out with Scrapper, which was 60. And I am still looking for a Bumblebee 57 as a Jeep. But I picked this guy up at my Target. $29.99 price point, as always. Voyager figures. But like I said, I wasn't going to get them. But then I just picked them up because I haven't gotten one in a while. And I am not regretting it. He's a very screen accurate... Definitely a big improvement over this thing. So maybe pretty soon I'll do a review. When I started getting the Dark of the Moon figures for my son, I wasn't collecting them again. My son was, and I wasn't doing reviews back then. So maybe one day I'll go back and do a review on Sentinel Prime. Now I do have a review on the Optimus Prime Studio Series and on the Voyager Ironhide that you saw before. Alright, so this is Rodimusbill saying I thank you for watching this video all the way through. Please like and subscribe, share this with your friends, and don't forget to click on notification buttons. I do try to get all the most of the latest figures. This does get expensive, so I try to pick and choose which figures I like the best. And as always, as Rodimus Prime once said, to all are one, to all are one. Catch you next time. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. Like I've noticed on the box, they have him as a Decepticon, and yet nowhere on this figure is an Autobot or Decepticon logo. He's the first one you think would have a... He's the first figure they don't have an Autobot or Decepticon logo on. I thought he was going to have an Autobot since he was an Autobot originally, even though he worked with Megatron. But he's got no Autobot or Decepticon symbol, which I forgot to mention. Rodimusbill out.